Hi, I'm Tom Hoskins, editor of Mining Journal, and I'm here with Tim Johnson, who's the president and CEO of Granite Creek Copper, which is a Toronto-listed junior with a copper project near the Minto mine in Canada's Yukon territory. Hi, Tim. How are things?
Oh, things are very good. Yeah, pleased to be here. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Now, Tim, quite a few copper juniors have sprung up over the past year since the copper price has moved. Tell us a bit about Granite Creek. What sets you apart from the rest?
Yeah, so Granite Creek is fairly new, as you said. We've popped up, but we recognized, or we thought we recognized, a potential turn in the copper market, and positioned the company quite well to benefit from that. We launched the company in January of 2019 with the acquisition of our Stew project, raised some money and started to work on that, and then within basically a 24-month period, we've gone from an early stage copper play to a resource stage company, and we did that by acquiring our neighbor Copper North at the time. We closed that transaction November of last year, and this year we've now got boots on the ground, drills on that project, advancing that project, and trying to bring it to a size of a resource that we think would be economic.
Okay, you're clearly out in the field at the moment. Maybe you
Yeah.
could just tell our viewers what you're up to, and then maybe a bit about your plans for the next 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at site right now, working on making sure that the as the program wraps up near the end of the year, that we've achieved all the goals that we wanted to, and prioritizing the rest of the season. We want to be finished this year's season by end of September. So we've already drilled about 6,300 meters. We've got another couple thousand meters to go to finish the season off. That's diamond drilling. We currently have RC, a reverse circulation drill, on the project that is targeting some of our earlier stage targets. So there's quite a lot of activity on the project, including some trenching and keeping the crews going. So yeah, I try to make at least 2 or 3 site visits a year. And this is my second visit this year, and very pleased with the progress that the crew's making and the results to date.
Okay, good stuff. And so what are you going to be your key areas of focus over the next year?
Yeah, so like I said, we've this project is fairly new for us. We acquired it November of last year, and we saw it as an undersized resource. The previous operators, and in fact, several operators on the project back into the early 1990s, had been trying to put a small oxide play into production, so an oxide copper play, and had virtually ignored the underlying sulfide in the resource. And we saw the underlying sulfide to be the real potential on the project. We thought the sulfide could be 2 to 3 times larger than what the oxide was. There's just under half a billion pounds contained copper on the project now. We'd like to get that up to 1 billion pounds. One of the rationales for doing that is we know that a lot of major copper producers see 1 billion pounds as a metric to enter into a district. So that's our goal, is to get to that 1 billion pound metric to ensure that we can attract a significant player to the district. Just north of us, there's the Minto mine, which is currently in operation. My understanding, it's got about 4 to 5 years of mine life left. So if we can grow our resource to the point where we become attractive to not only potentially the Minto mine looking at us, but a big copper player coming into the district. So that's our goal this year, is to start to grow those resources to the point where we can attract a larger player.
Okay, I see. And I mean, in terms of the copper market, clearly we've seen a big move over the past year. Prices started to come off over the past a couple of months, but then there's a bit of a recovery staged over the past week. Where are you on copper? Are you of the view that it's going to just sort of hold firm over the next 6 months? There's a bit of talk about, China kind of weakness in demand there, potentially dragging it down. Is that a factor for you? And how much is the copper price, a factor in your plans over the next couple of years?
Well, we have to obviously consider the copper prices as we look at what our development path is. On the project, there was a preliminary economic assessment done in 2017, at 2017 prices. It produced just barely a break even at $2.50 copper. So we felt we needed a much stronger copper price in order to move the project forward. But the interesting thing was, even at that barely break even, the cost to produce was about $1.10 US a pound. So at greater than $4 copper, the economics on the project are quite strong, especially if if we can continue to grow resources. I mean, in the general copper market, I see it continuing in through 2021 and into 2022. We're probably pretty close to a deficit, I think, in copper right now, if not already. A lot of it, of course, is depending on how the world reopens after COVID and some of the initiatives that globally we're seeing for infrastructure rebuilding, and that which I think will be very bullish for copper. And as we transition to what we call the electric economy, where we see transportation going electric, we see green electric is very, very bullish for copper. It's over 100 more pounds of copper per electric car than a gas car. Solar, wind, you name it, is all going to need more copper. And the other thing that I think viewers should be looking into is that the big copper producers in South America and Chile and that there's more and more political risk there, and their cost to produce is going higher. So in order for them to maintain their production, the price of copper has to go higher. So I think we're going to see continuing strength in the copper market. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, $5 copper, if not by the end of the year, first or second quarter of next year. Although unfortunately, I think the batteries in my crystal ball are broken, so it's hard to really predict that far forward. But I don't see any significant weakness in the copper market moving forward for a good period of time.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Tim. That's very, very interesting to get your take. I think that's all we have time for today. I'll let you get back to your activities there. But thank you very much indeed for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thanks for taking the time.
Bye bye, Tim.